So this is one of the ones I did. I took a Sharpie and I went around it and I tried to see what shapes I could get out of it. And you can see I got the roof line and stuff, and it turned, that was it. And I will tell you, out of all of them, I think this one was the most fun. I really like electricity, apparently. So that was really nice. I think that made it into ISEA members show, I'm not sure. After a while, I just don't remember as much as I used to when I was younger. But we all know that, right? Yep. So, and then this one, here. Can you guys see those? I was in a workshop, and it was a Zoom workshop, and in the corner of the teacher's desk,
I got it for recording.
oh, okay. In the corner of the teacher's desk, he had all kinds of stuff piled up. These are pallets, right? And this is a pen or something. Here's pencils. And it was just really cool in that corner of the desk. I liked it, and that's all that mattered. It didn't matter if somebody else liked it or not. So I took a picture of it, I took a screenshot, and that was what I had. And this is what I painted. It's right there, behind Vanna. It's that one right there. Okay. And it turns out that that's one of my favorites. A lot of people didn't love it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I loved it. I just thought, oh, it's just exactly what I needed at that moment, and I loved it. So that's what we're, yes, ma'am?
Do you have names for all of these?
This one is the chill, something chill. That's electric box, couch, dresser. And sometimes I will take the same picture and paint it a couple of different times, which I think is really important also, and you guys will see that in the other. So this is also the dresser one. Do you remember the one I showed you? I turned upside down. The blue one, this one. This is all. I wasn't that thrilled with it, but you know what? I loved the bleeding, and that's all that matters. I mean, I loved this work here, and down here, this. I really did like that a lot. So, let me see. Where's my garbage bag? There we go. No. Okay. So the other thing I want you guys to really start paying attention to, when you're doing these, you're not doing it for show. You're doing it, as a matter of fact, forget about showing it to anybody. Do it just to have fun. If you're in your studio and you're getting a little bored and you're tired and you don't know who in the world you're going to paint for this week, forget that. Paint for yourself. Don't worry about entering the shows. There will always be another show and there will always be another painting. But paint for today. Paint for yourself. Okay? And so sometimes I'll come and I'll get other stuff, and instead of taking a picture of another object, I'll just try to find cool little vignettes. So look at that one. Isn't that cool? Yeah? I really like that. Can you guys see? And then, this one I'm definitely going to paint one day. You like that? It doesn't matter if you do or not. I love it. So I'm going to paint that one. I love it. Has that 60s vibe. So this is your best friend, are these little bitty mats. And this one I cut out myself, as you can see. It's the most expensive mat I have. But see, you can do all kinds of stuff. And this can give you the idea to go into your studio, and instead of worrying about whether or not you're going to have something for Florida watercolor next year, I'm not trashing Florida watercolor, but quit worrying about it. Go in there and paint. Grab from inside and pull it out. And it will make you a better painter, whether you're painting landscapes or portraits. It doesn't matter. You have to find your style yourself. You have to pull it out. And sometimes that's really hard when we go to class every week, and then we try to enter this show and try to enter that show, and we get rejected. Well, who cares? It's not their painting, it's mine. Right? They just don't know what they're talking about. Okay? So you have to paint for yourself, you really do. Okay. What else? Which one should we start with first? What Stella thinks. So this is the one we're working on right now. Can you guys see that? The handout. Everybody got one of these handouts, right? Oh, Nancy. You name the darn painting. You don't get a handout. So, the point here is how do we get from this black and white in the beginning to the one at the end? And I will show you. Let me get this out of the way. So this is the original picture. Woo! There we go. Okay? That's my Stella girl. She's the best dog in the whole world. She's not the one that I have to chase up and down the stairs with a pointer. She's a different one. She's my sweetheart. So she was just looking at me one day and I thought, oh, I should take pictures. So I took a picture of her and I thought, I really like the shape. I love how it goes like this and I love that and this. I thought, how fun, right? I should paint Stella this way. And so we made it into black and white. You guys see that? Sorry, I keep messing up the way, which way to move. And then I ran it through Photoshop, and I got this. Okay? So you can still see the original photograph, right? But here's where we start to ignore the original photograph, and we start looking at what we've created again out of those original shapes. Okay? And then, so you can see that corresponds with that one on your paper. And then the next one is, I don't have the next one, but I do have the last one. Okay? So this is Photoshop. I just took the little pencil in Photoshop and drew pictures and, went around this and went around that. And then I applied color, and Photoshop actually applied the colors. I left it like that because I kind of liked the way that the colors were very vibrant. And, let's see. So this is one of the beginnings. Okay? This is all acrylic, and this is ink. It's not bad, but it is a beginning. Okay? And we don't really, we don't care what anybody thinks. And then we go to the next step where I did it more in watercolor. This a little bit of acrylic here. Now this is the general sketch and wash. Do you guys know what that is? I'll show it to you. It's a graphite pencil that is water soluble. And when I pull it out, later, I will pull it out. It's in there. And then this, I just started doodling more. I really have become enamored. And this, it doesn't matter. It's probably not going to get me into a show, but I don't care. I love it. I love how the charcoal and the lines bleed. I love how they catch on the water and just go like that. I love that. And then here's a little bit more. Right? So we added a little bit more. And then this was the final product. This is called What Stella Thinks. The colors are way off. I'm sorry, I had to get a Xerox of it. This is in ISCA right now. So it got into, what is it, Wisconsin? Michigan. So it's in Michigan right now. And it's much brighter than this, and I just love it. But so this is the steps that we did. Okay, we selected a photo for its shapes, for how it looked. Okay, and then we found a large shape, a medium shape, and a small shape. We used it as a guide only. We drew a rough contour drawing. I used Photoshop. You can do it on your own. You don't have to use Photoshop. You don't have to use any technology at all. As a matter of fact, it's probably better you don't do the others. Then we chose our palette, which, ended up being blue and red. And then we painted. And serendipity is the key. We just doodled and doodled and doodled and had a good time. And every little mistake that was made, here, see all these little white spots? They all became important individual items in my paintings. So I didn't worry that I messed up and that I crossed over, this bled out into here. That became a whole nother part of the painting. So you just don't worry, you just go forward on all of it. And then I did use gesso. I needed more whites. So I did use some gesso and brought it back. And you can use white acrylic if you want. It doesn't matter. Use whatever you have. Make your whites come back if that's what you want at that moment. If you don't want it, don't do it. The more of these you do, the better of a painter you will become. You'll be able to pick out what you like the most, how it's going to benefit your painting. Because when the judge looks at it, he's going to know whether you painted for him or you painted for yourself. They're going to know, are you copying somebody? Are you trying to follow somebody else's style? So the more you do for yourself, the better off you're going to be. And then the last thing is leave hard edges, soft edges. Try to have variation in all your paintings. I do it because it makes me feel better to have variation. If I have all hard edge painting, I generally don't like it. Okay, so that is what Stella thinks. This is also what Stella thinks. Can you see the original painting? And see the original from Stella? That's where she was. This was all the other stuff. And I made each and every one of these stencils, I want you to know. These stamps are handmade. They're not store-bought. So.
Did you say what paper you use?
What?
Did you say what paper you prefer?
Yes, I will in a minute. Okay. Now this was very vibrant like this, and I took white gesso and I just did a nice coat of a layer of watered down gesso over the top of it. And then I came back through with soluble graphite. Let's see. He's in here. I will find it in a minute. Anyway, so I came back through with soluble graphite and my ink pens, which are the V5s. This is an artist law. These are the precise V5s and V7s. The ones with the yellow, they're supposed to be finer or bigger, wider, but I really can't tell the difference between them. So they're the same to me now. So this is this, and the rest. I mean, I really like this one. And it's, it'll probably go into a show. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. The other thing, the paper that I use on these particular ones, one of the things I want you to notice is I don't use expensive paper. I'll recycle my paper, my paintings. I'll use the back of some paintings. On my experimental pieces, where I know I'm going into my studio, I'm going to try to have a blast. I'm not going to try to paint for anybody that day. I will use this. I don't know if you guys know, but 300-pound paper's gotten awful expensive. Even 140 is expensive. It's all expensive. So if I'm painting something like one of my string theories, I will definitely pull out the 300-pound arches. It's something I need to do well. I'm not painting for myself. I'm actually painting for the show, or for accolades and acknowledgement. I will use my best paper. If I have a commission, I will use my best paper. But for these, I find this works just as well. And I don't worry, I don't get as tense. I'm not thinking, oh my God, that's a $15 piece of paper. You know, I don't worry about that. I can cut it up and throw it out the window if I want. It doesn't matter, you know? And it's decent paper, it's not that bad. Okay? So, how are we on time? Okay, halfway done. Okay, so this, I really do love this painting. I hope maybe it'll be on ISEA website or something. It's there? Oh, excellent. Excellent. Okay. Now, the next one we're going to go over is the chair. I don't have a name for this because one of my objects was to teach you guys to not worry about what you're doing and to pick something out, a random object. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. Okay. So first we're going to select the photo. Okay. So I was in, as most of us are at our age, we end up in the waiting room in the doctor's office for hours. And so here's a picture that I took. It's a chair. That's all it is. Can you guys see? It's the first picture there. It's a chair. Okay. I liked the shadows. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, right? So I took those shadows and I turned it into black and white. Now, you guys know how to do this on, most of you have iPhones or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a standard, turn it into black and white. Filter, yes. And you can see, here's this. So we end up with all the different values. Let me see here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this one and I'm going, hopefully, to use one of my white pens. These are the Faber-Castell Pit Art pens. It's acrylic paint inside a pen. Okay, so we're just going to play. I have used a lot of different apps. I use Waterlog, I use Value Study, I use a lot of different apps, and they tend to just blur the whole thing and you come up with something cool that you like. But you don't have to have an app to do this, okay? You can just come down, all right? Right. And come down here. Now I don't like how this is all like that, so I might do something like this, just to have fun, because it doesn't matter. It's only what I want to do today. Yes, I'm pointing at you guys with the pen. That's very rude. I apologize. Okay, so this is an important shape. I'm going to ignore the shadow for right now, but you see, if we wanted to add that shadow in, look how cool that shape is, right? Right? And this has a problem, every single one. So we're going to take him out. Okay? And I can make another, and we could do something like that. Come in here and go like that. Maybe come up here a little bit. Some of these you can't really see. I can see from where I am. I'm going to pull this up higher for you so you can see. You can see where I've been drawing. So you don't have to use a computer program. And you could do this 17 times. You can keep the same picture. And as a matter of fact, it's a good exercise to keep it and just continuously use the same picture and try to come up with different ways to do it. So it's up to you guys what you want to do with your painting. It's not up to your teacher, it's not up to the judge, it's up to you guys to decide how you want to paint and be free. Pull it from outside or inside and push it out onto the paper. Okay? Now, since you guys are here to watch people paint, I have to paint. Okay. So, first thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna get to this first pane right here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys masking. I'm sure all of you guys know masking already, but masking is really a cool, fun thing to do, right? So in order to get to this one, I just found blobby. So I just come in. This is a ruling pen. Carrie Waller uses these, and you can get very fine lines with these. Just come down, and I'll try to do about the same thing I just did. Now, I do love when my lines cross over. I hate when my line stays together. I love when it has little blurps and boops and blah, goes around and around. Okay. Let's try to keep it interesting. Okay. So that's pretty much what I would do. And now I'm not copying the chair exactly. I'm kind of winging it now, but this is what you need to do also. You need to just take it and go with it sometimes. Okay? Now, do I like those guys there? Maybe. Right? Now I'm drawing with my Trisket. Not worrying about anything else. Okay. And yes, it is a mess. It makes quite a mess. So, the ruling pen, I recommend having it. It's really good. I mean, if you want to use black ink, you can use black ink. You can use anything you want. So, we take this, and we put it over here, and hopefully we'll dry by the time I pack it up. Who knows? This is the one. Okay, that I did this one. Now I'm going to show you on my iPad how I got to this and this. And I will show you this. Okay? That's the chair. So you say, oh my gosh, how did you get to the chair? Well, this is the most important picture. That is the most important of everything. So here's the chair, right? You can see. Now I use Value Study, but Value Study is its own app entirely, and it's done by one little guy. And whenever I get mad, I email him, and he emails me back in 10 minutes and tells me, you did that wrong. You got to do it this way. So he's really cute. So you can see, okay? Now I ended up into the third level of shadow for that. Now these turned out really cool. These were just black and white sketches where I just went over it and got the exact outlines, and I really like these. Yeah, all right? And so here I took just the regular, hang on one second, I'll show you. The regular, you guys know what this is. This is just the pencils in the editor on your iPhone or your iPad. I'm sure Samsung and everything else has them also. So I grabbed the white one. I chose how I wanted it. I chose the white on the grid. You can do it in black, purple, whatever you want. And then I just came down, did that, just had fun drawing on it, right? So now I've created something even different. So just have fun with your photographs. Don't get stuck where, see, now this is the same thing. Can you see this one? But what I did was I ran it through the filter. After I'd done these white lines, I ran it through the filter and I just used black point. Saved it, took a screen image, saved it, ran it through black point again and again until I got it down to where I just had enough shadows and enough information to where I thought was really interesting. Right? Except, there you go. Better? So this I'm going to paint too soon. Okay? Now value study, let me see if I can pull it up for you. Here it is. And it also has, so I doodled with this morning, it has shape simplification. And I'm not selling you on this app. It's just the one that I go to. It's my go-to app. It's fun. I can sit there for an hour manipulating 20 photographs. And this is simplification. So can you see the chair? Let me get to that. There you go. Right? How cool is that though, right? What?
What was this at?
Value study.
Oh, thanks, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to try to get you the picture of it. Oh well, I can't get you the picture, but it's value study. It's $4.99, something like that. So here I began with this, and I just take off the, I ran a layer of gray on top of it. And I'm just going to take this off. Now the question becomes, do I want to go in with the darks from over here before, because I've got my whites. My whites are the masking. Do I want to go in with my dark before I take off the rest of the masking? And probably a good idea to do that. So my darks, the ones that I always go to, are cobalt blue and burnt umber. And the reason is because it's very forgiving. You can lift it straight out. You can put it down as dark as possible and still lift it right back out. And it makes a nice black. It's not, it's not staining. And you can skew it any way you want it. You can skew it to red, you can skew it to yellow, you can skew it to brown. So now I removed some of the masking. Okay. So you guys get to watch me just fill in black. Isn't that great? How many of you thought you were coming to watch me do a flower? So I'm trying to create that shape, that U shape, which, this is one of the silver brushes they sent. It's golden natural blend. It's pretty nice. It's nice. And I'll talk to you about my brushes in a minute if you want to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, that's fine.
What's the gray?
The gray, it's just burnt umber, cobalt, and I do put some Payne's gray in this morning because I was impatient. Now the Payne's gray will stain a little bit. It won't be as forgiving as the cobalt, but I was just out of time. I had to get a puddle of dark made. So now, when I take off the masking, the thing that I'm going to think about, whether I like it or not, it doesn't really matter, is this is going to be white. Okay? So my darkest dark, my lightest light will be where everybody's eye goes, where my eye goes. So if I really want to create a spot where we focus on, I'm going to come down here and this turquoise masking is going to end up staying white. So I'm going to come down here and really make this black because I like the idea of this interesting area being the focal point. Now, if I do this again and again and again, I may not. I might try to make a focal point up there or something. But for the purposes of this demo, before you guys leave, hopefully this will dry and we can take off the masking and see how well we did. So this was also done in the value study, and then I went back, I took a screenshot and I went back into the iPhone's editor, and I had the pencil, and I just started drawing with the pencil. And then I got all this, I got really impatient right here. What else is there? I got really impatient right at the chair, and I just did that. And gosh, I loved it. So I said, God, this is wonderful. So I kept it, and I went over it again in the second line so that I had the lines that wiggled in and out. And I think it made the painting. Isn't that great? So if I had been painting for my teacher or the judge or somebody else, I probably would not have lost my temper and scribbled all over my painting. But because I did that, I created a fabulous area right there. So, and then I came back in with some white gesso, I guess. Might be acrylic. And that's the other thing. You buy this stuff, you get it home, and you look at it 2 years later and think, God, did I ever open that? You have to open it. You have to use it. These are the perfect ways to use it. Okay? And trust me, you're going to love it. You're going to do it. You're going to love it. So, I know. So, this is another one. This is the chair, too. Can you guys see the chair? Right here. It's upside down. Here's the chair. And here's that line. Here's the shadow. Okay. Now he's very pretty, the colors. So I went in and I went, see another, I know. I have to show you just one more time.
It's 2 months now?
Yeah?
Yeah.
God, amazing, huh?
What's his name?
Blake Matthew. Yeah. Hang on here. Let me get back here. So here we go. So I can show you this. You see? Now I don't, in my opinion, because it's my painting, not anybody else's, I decided it was too sweet. Right? It's sweet. It's like, so I decided I would go in with the editor, and I would come in with the pencil. This one is, now I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to go to the color black. And I'm going to come in, and I was going to start doodling on it. So see, I can change my painting before I ever touch it. Right? Painting can be in the other room, and I can still change it. So I decided I would do a bunch of things. And I really like the way that turned out. So let's go to the next one. We can get out of here. There we go. Done. It's amazing. They have this little button that says done. And you can, so this one I did a lot more, I did a lot more wiggly lines and stuff. I don't like that as much. And then that one I'll show you later. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and mess with this one. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to go ahead. One of the things I don't like about this, probably because I was taught not to like it, the arrow is pointing out of the page. But you know, if I turn it this way, it's not. Right? So I like it this way, and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I should just come in and make big circles on it and not worry about it. I should come in and try to mess it up a little bit, because I'm not thrilled with it, and I don't care what anybody else says. I have to love it. So I'm going to come in, do a big circle right here, another bigger one here, another one down here. And it changes the painting immensely, just those 3 circles, doesn't it? Right? And isn't that strange how just those little things can take your whole painting and be a totally different idea now? And I like this part here. And I like that. Now, I'm going to switch to, here we go. So here's the general sketch-a-mosh. Let me show you. Can you see that? Maybe, here we go. And it's called General's Sketch-a-mosh. Okay? And so I can come in and I can make big, thick lines. You guys can see that, right? Am I leaning over too far? There you go. Okay. And I can come in and I can wash half of that out. See, I can pull it down halfway and let it come down so I have a hard edge and a soft edge, which is, I love that stuff. So I can also spritz it. Okay, and what else do we do? Hang on. Whoops, wrong way. We don't really need music, do we now? There we go. Oh, so we did 3 big circles down here. This is the sketch-a-mosh. Generals. You can get them at Michael's. I don't know, I put it on the list, but I don't think anybody bought it. But Michael's has them. It's just it's soluble graphite, that's all.
Rose has it, but not here.
Not here. What am I going to do? Ah. Now these are Artist Loft's illustration pen. They don't bleed as good as the other ones. So we're going to use the Pilot Precise Rolling Ball. I don't know if you guys can see that. Karen Knutson uses this a lot. Okay, she does her wire drawings with this. Okay, so I am going to come in. I'm going to follow this line. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but I'm going to do it anyways, because I don't really care. Here, ready? And we spritz it. And let's see. Maybe we should do some checkerboard. Ooh, that'd be nice. Get rid of this little sandwich here. You see the little sandwich? It's a bacon sandwich. So, it's getting a little bit wet. And let's see how that starts to bleed. And if I need to go back over, I might need to wait, I might need to let it dry a little bit more, but there we go. Now, I'm going to try to show this to you guys if the light will allow me. You can see how it started to bleed here and here. And this one bled a little bit. So one of the tricks is to go ahead and catch it. Well, it's still a little bit wet, so it bleeds out. I also have these pens, they're Chinese, and I just don't,
What's that black pen called?
this one?
Yeah, the one you just.
The Precise V7. Okay, just ask me again, I'll repeat myself. It's not. So these I got, because they were water-soluble black ink. I got them from, I don't even remember, Amazon probably, but I don't even know who makes them. I can't read Chinese. So, come in here, quickly, there you go, look at that, right? All right, so I think this is kind of nebbish up here, I do. So I'm going to come in here. There we go. See how it takes off? So these you kind of have to be a little careful with. And these have a lot of brown in them, which is fine, you know. But you just have to know that if you don't want brown and you don't want it really getting out of control, don't use these.
And it's a brush.
It has a brush tip, but it comes in different sizes. And
Ooh, I like that.
What is that called?
I don't know. It's,
Let's see, you think somebody in your family's calling you?
maybe, I don't know. So look at, see what it did? Can you guys see that? It has really taken off.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right? And if that's what you want, that's great. If it's not what you want, it's not great. So that's, another thing you have to think about. What am I using today that's going to make it, but that's pretty cool. So I like it.
Do you ever tilt your paper or move your paper
Uh-huh.
to make it do what you want?
I do, but I don't have to with this one. He just does whatever. But these are the ones I like the most. And I can get very, different lines, and I love how it goes. There we go. I have to be careful the amount of water I'm putting on here now because I do have to pack up and leave here in a little bit. And I may not be able to get anything to dry. Let's see if this is dry enough. Maybe it's a little dry. No, it's not gonna come off. You can't really use a hair dryer on masking. It'll kind of seal it into the paper. So can you guys see the chair? Right? So I decided to just do something extremely simple. Okay? And it is what it is. I love it. I might show it, I might not. You guys see that? So it's just a modernistic type of, I don't know, simplistic abstract. Okay? To shadow the chair. And then now I did end up with some of the orange. I used,
We decided it was very mid-century modern.
Right. I don't know if you guys, most of you have most of the stuff, right? There's so much stuff to buy, it's unbelievable.
We want to know what kind of brand you use.
Okay, I am currently using gum, the PBO drawing gum. I don't love it as much as the other masking that I have used in the past, but I bought such a giant jar of it. I have to use it now. So, and I don't leave it in the refrigerator or anything like that. A lot of people will do that. So these are my original, and I'm not kidding, my original from 20 years ago watercolor pencils that I got at Staples 20 years ago. And some of them, they've lasted a long time, but I do have the big Derwent, and those are great. And I think this orange may actually be a Derwent. I might have it here somewhere. And I have the crayons, So we have everything. And that's my point. Pull it out, have it on your desk, use it. Problem is, then you have to put it away. I'm never good at that, but, yeah. So, and then the other thing, this. So do I want to add to this? Do I want to mess with this? Do you guys think it's good? I don't know. I'll show you what I did. Right, it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't, you're right. So, now, one of the things I started to do was I started to come in. I want a little thinner. And I don't want it to be that dark black. So I'm going to come over here and pick charcoal. Can you guys see that on the grid? I picked charcoal. Okay. So now, I came in and I started drawing, and it's not even showing up. But it's very subtle. So I am going to go to the black, but I'm going to reject it at the end if I don't like it. I'm just going to do this so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to change pens. There we go.
What program is it on?
This is just the editor on your Apple iPad. It's markup. So you just go to edit, and then you'll see the little pencil in the top. You just click on that pencil and then play, have fun. Because you don't have to really, I mean, save it if you want, don't save it if you don't want. So what I did, now I'm going to show you, this is not going to look that good. But I did want to add some subtle interest in here. This is not subtle, but this is so you guys can see it. Otherwise, you can't see it if I do the little tiny lines, right? So if I did like that, right? And I thought, well, maybe if let me try that one. There we go, that's better, okay. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see this. Yeah. But I thought, whatever I do, I personally think it needs to be subtle. This is not good. This is much better. So that's one of the reasons I think that this is fun too. You can just play and have fun and be the artist that you want to be. Don't go and take your teacher and say, do you like this? Don't do that. Paint it. Get your cheap paper. It's not cheap paper, it's good paper. It just doesn't cost $40 a square inch. So get your paper, get your pens, get it all out and have fun. Just, grab your iPad, your iPhone, whatever it is, and go for it. So I really like this one a lot. Am I gonna mess with it some more? I don't know.
I have a title for it.
You do?
Up against the wall.
Good idea. Good. Well, okay. I shouldn't tell you, because I thought it kind of looked like sandwiches. And I shouldn't have told you that, because now if I show it, you guys will say, oh, that's that sandwich painting.
Sandwiches and a pita.
Taco. But okay. Well, there's that painting. He's never coming out of the house again. he'll never make it into the world. So, okay. So we just have a little bit of time left. So I'm just going to breeze through this for you guys really quick, because this is just if we had extra time. This was, do you guys have those clubs where you're like, oh my God, I just took that picture, right? How did I take a picture of the purse and the birthday present in my car when I was driving? I did. So can you guys see that? So this was one of the ones I thought, oh, I love those shapes, right? Well, I love the colors too, and I think the colors drew me in, and then the shapes got me later. But I took it and I put it through Waterlog. You guys, it's L-O-U-G-E, Waterlog. It's another app, so there's Value Study and Waterlog and the editor on your iPhone or whatever you have. I have iPhone, but now, these, let me try to put this on a white pad so when I hold it up, it shows up better. Now I haven't really done much with this, but here's the original, okay? So I went to Waterlog and I ran it through and I blurred it up. Then I went through, and I'm not sure if I did like the black point or what, or drew it, but this was pretty much what I drew. Then I simplified, 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 added a little bit to the simplification. So you see how much fun you can have with one painting or one picture? And here is, so this is the one, which is same as that. Okay, and that's Waterlog. And a lot of times when you're doing these, it's very hard to save the exact image that you want because it reverts itself constantly. So do your screenshot. And you'll end up with 100 pictures and you'll be like, storage is full. Yeah. Don't worry, you can always delete them. So that turned out really nice. And I did start painting it. I haven't even come close to finishing it yet. But you can see, you see the original?
Yeah.
Right? So it'll get a lot of attention another day. And this is it in black and white. Oops, sorry, that was loud. This is it in black and white. Can you see? Yeah. And it's blurred a little bit. And I do have another one of it really blurred in black and white, which will show up. It's in here somewhere.
How do you decide when to stop?
Well, you don't. You just take a screenshot and keep going. Take your screenshot and keep going.
The actual painting there.
I'm sorry?
Is that the actual painting or is that just?
This?
Yes.
This is the beginnings of a painting. I can't even call that a painting yet. But,
I'm loving it like that.
well,
So, yeah.
screenshots. Right? I think it needs a lot more work. Okay, you know what? If I hold it up, you'll see what I'm saying. You can't see it through all the video monitors and everything. It needs a lot more work, right? But you know, even the flub paintings or the flub pictures, keep them. I have an album and my phone, and it's called Flubs, and it's called Abstracts to Paint. And a lot of flubs are really, you know, they're great. Here it is. Here's the little black and white one. You see the shapes? So the shapes turned out really cool. And let me just show you one more thing here. This is the General Sketch and Wash. That's what this is. It's not as dark as the pen, but it bleeds even better. It gives you a more subtle gray. So if I wanted to just put some more gray in up here, I could do that. All right, and then spritz. You see how it's getting darker? It's going to dry lighter though. So I can come in and I can paint with it even. All right. So you can do so many different things with it. Is there time up?
Well, yeah, I'm about 1 o'clock, I'm volunteering.
Okay.
I'll come back to you.
Oh, it's not. I got it. So guys, thank you so much. It's been fun.